Hello, my name is Travis Charles Brown. Today's date is 2/25/2021. This is for CPMT 1449 VO1 Computer Networking Technician, and I'll be showing you how to create a patch cable. So first thing, I'm going to get my wire cutters, and I'm going to cut off these two ends. Right there, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to strip the wires with one of the tools that I got from my kit. So I'm going to get about this far. Okay, once I get to that point, just tear this little part off. And I'll be doing the same thing to the other side. Alright, and I'll pull that off. Okay, my next step is what I do is separate them. And I'll be doing that to both sides. Then I push these down. And then I'll get some scissors. So I can cut out this separator here. All right. Okay, at this point I start working at them one by one. All right. Then I'll start separating. I like to use this because it's a lot easier to make them straight. Just like that. And you can grab one and separate it just like that. And we'll do the same thing to the other sides. Alright, and we'll get these all straightened out. I use my fingernail to just straighten them out really nicely. And I like to separate them. So that they're easier to work with. And I do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to start separating. And then making them straight. Just like that. Make them nice and straight and separate them. Same thing with this one. And this one. Okay, looks like we almost got them all already. I just like to separate them so that they're easier to work with. So now I separated them all. Now I'm gonna start start putting them in order. Okay, so first one is orange and white. And then orange. You always gotta hold them with your thumb so that they don't separate. So it's orange and white, orange, then green and white, and then blue, and then blue and white, then green, then brown and white, then brown. And I always like to push them together, but you got to make sure that they're always going to be in order. Push them together so they're nice and close together. Then you got to make sure that they're the right ones. I got orange and white, orange, green and white, then blue and white, then green, then brown and white, and then brown. Okay, now when I'm at this point, now is when I'm going to cut them. And I'll be using my crimping tool. And get them together really nicely. And it cuts them really nice, in a nice manner. So once I get to this point, then I get the modular plugs, which I have over here. I get 2 of them. Okay, so here's one. Now I gotta make sure they go into the right thing. Make sure they're all straight before you put them in. If not, they'll get mixed up. You gotta always make sure that you put the right ones. So orange and white, orange, green and white, blue, blue and white, green, brown, and white, and brown. Okay, so now I'll be pushing them in and make sure they go all the way in. Alright. And now that we got at that point, now I'll be using the crimping tool to crimp them down. Okay. Make sure that we got them nice and tight, which it is. And then we'll do the same thing to this one. So let's organize it, which will be start off with orange and white. Blue. It's orange and white, and then orange. Gotta make sure that they come together really nicely. So orange and white, orange, and then it's green and white, which is way over here. Orange and white, orange, green and white. And then blue is right here. Make sure that they're together. Nice and straight. Now I gotta get blue and white there. And we're gonna get green. And then brown and white. To flex them around a little bit so that it makes it a lot easier. And then the last one, of course, brown. So So just to make sure, we have orange and white, orange, green and white, blue, blue and white, then green, then brown and white, and then brown. Then you got to push them together. And then you get your crimping tool. And then you cut off the excess. Cuts off really nicely. And make sure we have them all in order. Green and white. It is orange and white, then orange, and then green and white, and then blue and white, green, brown and white, and brown. So next we'll be pushing these cables in. Make sure that they go into the right slots. And you gotta always make sure that it's right. So we have orange and white, orange, and then green and white, blue, blue and white, green, brown and white, and brown, which is perfect. So then I get my crimping tool so that I can crimp them down. Make sure it's in nice and snug, and then crimp it down. Make sure that it's in nice and tight, not able to come out. Okay? And now that we're at this point, now we can test it to see if it works. I have my tester that I got in my kit. We'll be plugging them in. And then we'll turn it on and see if it worked. And as you can see, all of them work. So thank you for watching.